Hello and welcome. I'm Gordon Marks, Product Marketing Director at Oracle Construction and Engineering. Today I'll be joined by my colleague Jason Jones, Application Specialist, also from Oracle Construction and Engineering. Today we'll be talking about design build projects, why a collaborative approach is critical for design build success, and how Oracle Aconex connects design and delivery teams. Let's start by looking at design build, which is a project delivery method where there is only one contract between the owner and a design build team. Now that team can be one organisation or multiple parties working together as one entity. That design build entity is responsible for both the design and the construction of the project. Design build is becoming increasingly popular as projects become more complex and must be delivered within less time. When compared to design bid build projects, design build projects offer significant time and cost benefits. Design build projects are generally constructed 36% faster, have 0.3% lower unit costs, which may not sound like much, but it's significant when taken as a percentage of total project value, and 3.8% less cost growth. But despite the significant benefits of design build as a delivery method, there's still major challenges that can impact project success and therefore need to be addressed. Firstly, ensuring seamless collaboration across the design and construction teams. Without it, the benefits of design build projects won't be realised. With design and construction happening simultaneously and many companies coming together needing to function as one team, open collaboration and data sharing between teams, particularly the design and construction teams, is critical. The delivery team needs easy access to design and model information, but because of the speed of change in design build projects, that's access to correct, up-to-date information. Secondly, decision velocity. Schedule compression and simultaneous design and build causes significantly more questions to be generated, needing to be addressed in a much faster timeline. Thirdly, managing both design and construction when each has its own specific nuances and requirements, and the complexity of doing that successfully. And fourthly, a cornerstone to design build is that design and construction are happening at the same time at a high velocity. So both design and construction needs to be completely aligned. Otherwise, mistakes and delays are likely to occur. It really does come down to open collaboration, data sharing, and alignment across teams, particularly the design and construction teams. However, most project systems and how they function don't encourage collaboration and therefore don't address the key design build challenges. Most systems are not suited for the structure and requirements of design build projects. For design build projects, open collaboration and data sharing is critical for success. But most systems don't support this, and that's due to the fundamental nature of how these systems are structured. In most systems, one organisation, the paying organisation, controls the system and the data in it, so they effectively own the data. Project organisations don't control or own their own data, and that's the data that they enter into the system. This limits trust to the system by project organisations, and as they don't trust the system, they prefer not to use it. So adoption across the project is poor. As a result, project organisations maintain their own separate systems and data stores, resulting in multiple separate systems storing project data across many different organisations and possibly over many different geographies. So there's no single source of project truth. Maintaining version control of information and ensuring everyone has the right data to do their job, that becomes almost impossible. Collaboration between the design and delivery teams, critical in design build projects, does not occur, resulting in a disconnect between design and delivery teams. Ultimately, collaboration suffers, resulting in mistakes, delays, and cost blowouts. The solution is to have one platform that the entire design build team can use for collaboration and depend on as a single source of truth throughout the entire life of the project. It's critical that the designers and the builders are comfortable using the same system. What's needed is one platform for all project team members, and that platform is Aconex, which addresses the key issues of design build projects. Aconex is built for the entire team with a unique data ownership model that encourages collaboration and data sharing, connecting the entire design build team. With Aconex, every project organisation has their own private workspace on the platform where they can enter data and communicate. Each organisation controls and owns their information. They cannot be shut out of the system or have access to their information removed. They control who they share their information with and when. This drives trust in the system by all project organisations, and with trust comes adoption. Project organisations will use the system, and this drives collaboration and data sharing. With information flowing freely and all project participants using the one platform, a complete and accurate project record is captured on the one system, a single source of project truth. This also ensures that the design and delivery teams can easily collaborate, critical for design build success. So how does Aconex do this? There are three fundamental ways that Aconex eliminates barriers to collaboration and connects entire project teams. The first is the unique data ownership model. Second is the highly flexible process management engine. And thirdly, the unalterable audit trail. Let's look at these in a bit more detail. First, the data ownership model. With Aconex, every project organisation owns their data, which maximises adoption and data sharing, creating a complete record on one system. Each project organisation has their own private workspace, and from within that workspace, each organisation owns and controls their data, who they share it with and when. This drives trust, which in turn drives adoption and collaboration, creating a single source of truth. Trust is also built by the fact that nothing can be deleted from the system or altered after the fact, and that even once a project is completed, everyone can still access their data. Information flows freely on the one platform, eliminating the risks of multiple data stores. A common platform encourages teamwork, collaboration, and everyone is more efficient, benefiting the entire design build project. Next, the highly flexible process management engine, which has the configurability to manage virtually any mail or document-based process, providing complete control and visibility so the right people get the information they need to do their jobs. And thirdly, the unalterable audit trail. Aconex tracks and captures every project decision. All documents, correspondence, and every decision is captured on one system, creating a complete and unalterable project record. Absolutely nothing can be deleted from the platform or edited or altered post the fact. This ensures accountability across a project, and it also minimises disputes. It can help avoid litigation, or if litigation occurs, minimise the duration and the cost. It also contributes to trust, helping to drive platform adoption across the project. Now we're going to dig a bit deeper into specific Aconex capabilities and how Aconex uniquely drives collaboration and data sharing. Everyone seems to know Aconex for document management. Aconex is much more than that, but it's a core foundation of Aconex functionality. With Aconex, you can manage documents, drawings, and models, all without limits on document numbers and file sizes. Custom workflows and configurable data fields manage processes and automate and standardize review and approval cycles, making it easy to automate, track, and control processes. And work packaging groups documentation, drawings, and correspondence for a specific piece of work, which is really helpful to manage quality and sign-off processes. But the real difference and where there's huge value is how Aconex stores and accesses documents. Aconex has one single document register with strict version control and protocols to supersede documents. One single repository across the entire project. This eliminates the risk of multiple data stores, ensuring that everyone uses the latest and correct information. Next, the Aconex mail module. Again, this is a really powerful module with a lot of configurability and functionality to manage correspondence and mail-based processes. The mail has a huge amount of configurability to both automate and standardize business processes and match how you run your processes. Now, these capabilities include, but certainly aren't limited to, custom fields that can be configured to specific process and information capture requirements, mail routing, which automates and standardizes the distribution of mail, and restricted fields, which protect sensitive information. And the so what here, it ensures best practice and minimizes human error, getting the right information to the right people to ultimately achieve faster, more accurate process turnaround. And importantly, mail has threading, which is part of the Aconex Audit Trail. So you have visibility to entire mail chain or thread. A critical part of Designbuild success is connecting the entire design and delivery teams. A potential complexity here is if the project is doing BIM or 3D design, which is why Aconex has built-in model coordination capabilities. Model coordination supports and enhances the Aconex collaboration capabilities. It moves the asset design from authoring to the broader project team, providing model access to the whole project team. So it allows the team to collaborate around the model. And it's part of Aconex, part of a single platform to raise, communicate, and manage the coordination process. And as it's part of Aconex, there's a complete audit trail of all changes from within Aconex. Importantly, there's no specialized software required to provide the project team with access to the model and model coordination. It facilitates full collaboration across project teams and provides complete visibility to all comments, changes, and associated costs, which ultimately helps drive faster model process cycle times with reduced errors. For managing contracts across the supply chain, we have Aconex Connected Cost, complete contract and change management from within Aconex. Connected Cost allows you to collaboratively manage contracts, streamlines change management, and allows you to link relevant project information for additional context. It manages both design and build-related costs and has out-of-the-box integration with the P6 or OPC master schedule. This connected document management helps auditability and compliance, and also helps increase efficiency by eliminating redundant data entry. It also easily integrates with financial systems whilst also maintaining project level detail. We've spoken about the importance of collaboration and connecting teams, especially the design and delivery teams. And a key part of that is collaborating in the field and from field to office. Aconex Mobile is one integrated app that facilitates real-time collaboration and provides control over job site processes. So it allows you to capture, track, and share project information from anywhere on the job site. It's one integrated app that manages documents, correspondence, models, and inspections, as well as providing access to the latest set of drawings. The app also provides the ability to automate and standardize any inspection with Aconex Field. Field is fully integrated with Aconex and facilitates safety walks, quality checks, defecting, daily reports, and more. And being part of Aconex, it's highly configurable and allows you to tailor issue and data capture to your exact process requirements. I'm now going to hand over to my colleague, Jason Jones, who will show us the Aconex platform and take us through a short product demonstration.
Thanks, Gordon. Appreciate the handover. My name's Jason Jones, and I'm an application specialist with Oracle. And spent a little bit of time talking about Oracle Aconex today. I've been with Oracle Aconex for about 8 years. I actually worked for Aconex before the acquisition with Oracle. And before that, I spent most of my working career around construction projects and spending how they can better manage their documents as well as the process around the construction projects. Once again, Jason Jones, just kind of hop in and kind of say, how do we take the information that Gordon talked about and how do we make that connection between that design and delivery team? In order to do that, I need to have a system or a platform that was designed for everybody to be able to use it, not just from the perspective of either the delivery team or the perspective of the design team, that the other is just kind of going into and getting information, but how do I truly connect the two? And how do I truly share all the processes and share all the data so everyone's on the same spot? That's where that unique data ownership, and that's where Aconex really fits in. So let's talk a little bit and show you kind of how that works. So I'm in a design team, and we are getting ready to put a Starbucks into our headquarters building. So quickly and easily, I can just type in Starbucks, just like a Google-like search, to be able to find exactly what I'm looking for. I see all the documents that pertain to this particular Starbucks project that we're getting ready to do. I'm really interested in taking a look at the architectural. So I'm going to go ahead and just tag that little bit of information and narrow down my search a little bit. I've now found my documents, and I'm getting ready to issue those documents. But what I'd like to do before that is, since we're done with the design phase, I'd like to have the delivery team to take a look at it. Because we talk about design build, we talk about truncating that design and delivery handoff. And we also about having the two work together to make sure that the design that we get can be economically built and can be speedily built. And one of the ways we do that is make sure that the delivery team gets to take a look at the final input on the design on how its constructability is. So we're going to go ahead, and I can take just the drawing here, but I could also take a whole group of them or every part of this and select and say, hey, let me send all of the architectural. But in this case, I'm just going to select one, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to ask for a project delivery review. So I pick my drawing. I'm simply going to say, hey, let's do a project delivery team review. And I'll be able to see that. That means I'm going to have a subcontractor take a look at it, then the contractor, and then the design team will take a look at those inputs that we get back from the delivery team and take their inputs to see if there's any changes that need to be made before we issue this for construction, these documents, all right, or these technical drawings. So I'm going to go ahead and hit the submit button. And once again, we want everyone to be able to use it. So it needs to be simple and easy. So first of all, you saw I just typed in what I was looking for, Starbucks, and I said, hey, I'm looking for the architecturals. I just had a little button that said discipline. It was really simple and easy to find. No one had to go searching for multiple file folders. No one had to wonder if it's here or there. I just type in what I'm looking for, just like Google, to be able to find. I'm also going to get an email. When I get that email, I'm going to have a link. That link is going to take me right here to this hyperlink. I'm going to say, oh, I've got a workflow transmittal and I've got something I need to do. What do I need to do? What are my actions? So I'm going to go ahead and review those documents. So in this case, I get my technical document, I take a look at it, and if I wanted, I could go ahead and delegate this to someone else. Maybe I'm going to be on vacation and I want to make sure this gets done before I do. Or maybe I want to go ahead and have a sub workflow. Maybe there's a subject matter expert that knows more than me that I want to have take a look at it before, on behalf of my company, I go ahead and approve it. So I could easily do that as well and incorporate that into the process. So in this case, I'm going to hit the little button there. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get a view of the drawing. So here's my current drawing. Now, as the design team, I know we went through a couple iterations of this. I just want to go ahead and take a look at what we did. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at the first iteration and see where we started and where we ended up. So what I'm able to do is it's going to call up both the previous and the old drawing. And you'll notice that the earlier version is going to be in blue and the new version is going to be in red. So I can see that we add an extra door. I can see where that door is. And I can also see that we move this room a little bit bigger and we move the staircase over a little bit as well. So once again, quickly, or maybe that's a counter, I should say. So I can quickly and easily see that. So let's take that into account when I go look. So now I've got some really simple and easy tools that I can do. So if I want, I'm actually going to go ahead and take a look. I can draw that. I can go ahead and add a comment. So let's add a comment. Should the door swing the other way? All right. And the other thing that you'll notice is I've got this little publish markup button here. If I were to go ahead and hit the publish markup button, what's going to happen is if there was anybody else that was also reviewing this document at the same time I was, it would automatically go ahead and publish that markup so it would become available. So for example, if you were looking at the drawing and you were part of the review cycle on the subcontractor review, because that's basically the step that we're on right now, you hear subcontractor review, and then next we've got a contractor review and design team review. So if I was someone else that was going to do that, I would be able to see these comments. In addition, if I take a look at this comment, I can also change the color. Why is that important? Well, maybe for each step or for maybe each discipline, I want to have a different color coding so I know what group group or what discipline this applies for. So I could easily do that. In addition, there's also preset stamps that you can do. So I could easily go and say, hey, let me take a look and let me make this for comment. And we're going to go ahead and make this a little bit bigger. And we're going to take this for comment. And what we're going to do is we're actually going to just watermark it in the back. So everyone knows that this is just for commenting, but they can still see the drawing and someone doesn't accidentally go ahead and distribute it. Now, this has been okay. So we're going to approve this with comments and we're going to go ahead and submit that review. The document's now been submitted. And if I want, I can go back to my task page and see what else, or if there's anything else that I need to do. Now, we talked a little bit about that unique data ownership. So one of the unique data ownerships is that everybody owns all of their own information until at some point in time you decide to share it with them, all right? And I don't have to worry about, what folder do I put it in? Who has access to this folder? Am I supposed to create another folder? Because I just want this shared with one individual company. I don't want it shared with everyone. Super simple with Aconex. So first of all, we went and did a workflow review. But what I'd like to do is I'd like to quickly and easily just say, hey, these are all the architectural drawings. And I'd like to send those quickly for Anthony to just if Anthony could take a look at them. So I'm going to go ahead and send these over to Anthony and just say, hey, could you please take a look at review? I don't need your response, but it looks like these are the final Starbucks drawings, arc drawings. So that way he can take a look at them and he's got a copy of them as well. So now they're available for him. All right, so found a drawing, quickly and easily found it exactly what I was looking for. I then went and asked for, remember, as a design team, I asked for input from that delivery team as we finalize design and get ready to issue the design for construction. And I even went and shared a subset of the drawings with some other people on the project to make sure that they were all set and ready to go. All right, so now let's pretend that we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a look. And I want to go and kind of switch sides here a little bit. And I'm going to go from the delivery team now. Now that we've seen how I can connect the design and delivery teams. So I've now gotten that design document that had the input, and I got the input through those workflows from the delivery team. We've now made those changes. We've incorporated that connection between the delivery team and the design team. We've now issued new construction drawings and we've transmitted or shared those with everyone on the project team. So now I'm going to pretend that I'm in the project team and I'm getting ready and I'm going through execution. I now am out in the field. I'm on my iPad. I need to go ahead and find my current set of drawings. So if you look, I've got a big button here that says drawings. When I click on that, I'm going to get my current set of drawings. This is my issued for construction set. Now I happen to have also narrowed that down to my issued for construction set for plumbing. This is my list of all my drawings. If I want, I'm looking for the underslab. I can go ahead and click in underslab, click a search, and now I'm gonna get all the documents pertaining to the underslab. I'm able to see that. I'm able to then quickly and easily zoom in, and you'll see that as I zoom in, move around, it actually re-renders the file and gives me a really good view. This allows me to access something like a drawing on a smaller device like an iPad or even a smaller device on a phone. We re-render that locally here within the app. So that means that when I go ahead and I download it and I make this available locally, if you look at the three little dots there, that means that this is available locally. Or if I said, hey, let me just available online. Now, when I click the little cloud button, I'm able to have that available locally. So it's offline available to me. That information is actually stored within the app itself so that when you log out, anything that's been downloaded for local use can gets deleted from the device after it's synced up. So that way you don't have security risk and all the information is contained within the app. Also, what it allows me to do is when I have something local like this and I zoom in, it'll re-render even on a smaller device and give me all the information that I'm looking for. All right, so let's go back and let's look at this current set of drawings that we have. I'm gonna go ahead and look at this, this P4 drawing, the plumbing and drain vent plan. I'm out here on site and I've noticed something. I noticed that this ice maker is supposed to be 6 inches from the sanitizer, and I just don't think the drain's going to quite line up with that. I think there's going to be a greater distance. So I need to know whether they want us to relocate the drain because we still just have concrete. We could do that relatively easily, or whether we're just going to kind of readjust the plans and increase the piping, let's say from the sanitizer to the drain, because it's going to be a little bit farther away. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and hit the little pencil button here. And when I hit the pencil button, it's going to allow me to say, hey, let me go and let me put in a little cloud so I can make note of that and I know exactly what I'm looking for and everyone knows. And let's put in a little note and then put on that, and let's put in drain location off. And I can hit that drain location, and then I can go and I can go ahead and move that anywhere that I want. So it's very clear what we're talking about here. Now, what I want to do is I'm out here in the field. I've came up with a problem. I need the help of my design team, because after all, in design build, we're constantly designing and building almost at the same time. So why something's going through the design cycle, another part of the project is actually going through and getting built. So I've got that really compressed time frame. So we need to be able to communicate really good. So I'm going to take that, and if you see, I click the little 3 buttons. I'm going to hit the attach mail. When I click the attach mail, it's going to allow me to go ahead and let's start an RFI process. So what I'm doing is I'm starting a process where I'm going to include Jason from the actual design team. I'm going to link him together. You'll see that it automatically puts in, I have 5 days to respond. And I can go and hit, hey, let me look at my drain location. And I can find that information. What's my drain location? If I can spell today, pick that up. And then what discipline is this for? This is going to be for plumbing. And then I've got a question. I'm out in the field. I got kind of fat fingers. I already typed things wrong. So if you notice, I've got this little microphone button, and I can actually dictate the information that I want. Drain location will not allow ice machine and sanitizer to be 6 inches apart. Shall I relocate the drain, or shall we relocate and center up the ice machine and extend the piping for the ice machine? So that's, again, rather than typing all that, I'm able to just quickly and easily go ahead and just dictate it in there. This pronounced the package number. There'll be a cost if we have to redo the drain. It'll be relatively minor, but obviously we have to talk to that. And I don't have a serial number yet because that's new. So I'm able to quickly and easily hit send. So now what I've done is I'm out in the field. I found my drawings. I just clicked a button that said drawings. Here's my current set. I found the drawing that I was looking for. I found an issue with what I'm seeing in the field versus what I'm supposed to build. I need some input in the design team and what's the best way to do it. I'm able to kick off that process that connected the design to the delivery team just right from within an iPad, just by clicking a button. Now, everyone has sort of a different thought process of how this has to happen. So sometimes if I click save, I could actually go ahead and just save this locally, or I could actually supersede it. And I could actually go ahead and save it within the document register or the official document record. Sometimes people want every marked up drawing to be in the official document record. Some people don't. Doesn't matter. I accommodate either way. So in this case, I've created my markup. I've gone ahead and submitted my RFI process, connecting my design and delivery teams. So I'm going to go ahead and just cancel because I don't really want to save that. I just wanted that to be additional reference material when I go ahead and look at the RFI. So speaking of RFIs, I'm out here on site. I go ahead and hit my button, and I can see that I've got the drain location there. I also see I've got some other ones, electrical load. Let me take a look at what's going on with that. We had a question on the electrical load. So I can see on that. I can also see I've got a question on the gauge of ducts. So when I go and look at the gauge of ducts, I got a question of what am I supposed to use? I wasn't sure in the answer. So if I look, and once again, if I'm on a phone and I get a really small device, I'm just sliding up. It's really easy to see. It's very linear. I have a threaded that what's the next piece of it, what's the next piece of correspondence that went and is directly related to this gauge of ducts is I asked for technical advice from Scott because I wasn't sure how to answer the question. In addition, you'll notice that it says still outstanding. So even though I've gone ahead and worked on this RFI, I haven't actually closed the process out. So the way we set this up is when I get an RFI in, I can ask for a piece of design advice. I can ask for some technical advice. I can ask for a piece of advice from the site. And all I'm doing is gathering more information. I'm going and trying to find out the answer to the question, but I haven't really answered it. So until I go back and respond with either a response to RFI, or I go back and respond to a change request that's going to start the change management process, I'm going to show that as an outstanding or not an answered question. So what that makes it easy to do is when I go back in, we'll show you that in a second, and I run a report, I can quickly and easily see what's outstanding, what's overdue, what are things I need to work on, and what's been done. Now, in the other case, I can go ahead and look at a PVC versus copper, and I can see that there was a question answer of, hey, someone said we're supposed to use copper in the kitchen, but I see specs, and if I go ahead and look, there was an official formal response to RFI that says PVC is fine. So now I can see that that's been answered, or imagine I'm sitting and there was a question on copper that came up. someone else thought that, hey, maybe we're supposed to use it, I can go through, search through all the RFIs why I'm sitting out in the field and see that design team's already gone and given me that answer. So I know the answer, so I can continue on that project and continue executing with the correct information that I've gotten from my design team. So I've made that really accessible. I can see it right here in my fingertips, whether I'm using a phone, whether I'm using an iPad, whether I'm using Android, doesn't matter. I'm able to go find the information, be able to look at it, either get the information or even go ahead and respond back right while I'm out in the field. And I'm able to connect that with the design and all the information that they have. If I need their help, it's easily to start that process, whether it's finding a drawing and marking it up and starting it, or whether just starting an RFI or another piece of design advice right here from the field. Now let's go back. We talked a little bit about looking at some of those reports and how I'm able to look at that and able to run a report and see what's outstanding and overdue. Let's hop back into the system. I go back to my the web here, and I can go and take a look. So I went and got the question for my drain location. I see that I have that question. I see that I've got that file. So if I want, I can click on it. And now I've got that marked up file that I went ahead and did on my iPad. I can see where the markup is. I can see where the answer is. And I can go ahead and try and get that question or get that information of what should we do with the drain. So once again, in this case, I can go and hit reply, and you'll see that I can, maybe this is going to be a change request, because if I'm going to have to move it, I need to start a change request process. Or maybe I'm just going to do a response to RFI, or if I need some advice, either on site or technical or design advice, or maybe I want to go to the client and say, hey, what do you want to do? Do you want to move this? Do you want to move the piping? Do you want to move the location of the ice machine? Do you want to leave the drain where it is? It doesn't matter. But once again, if I were to ask for advice or additional information, it's not going to close it out. Until I go ahead and close it out, nothing's going to happen. Okay. Keep the drain in the current location and add additional piping to center up the ice machine. All right. So there, we're all set. So now we've been able to do that. Click that button, and you'll notice now that I've gone ahead and answered the question and it's gone out. Now, part of being able to do all these processes is how quickly and easily it is to go ahead and find that information I'm looking for. So when I say, hey, I'm waiting for some information from the design team, or I'm waiting some information from the delivery team, I've got a series of reports that allows me to say, hey, let me just see, I want to take a look at any of my outstanding RFIs. So I can click on a button that says, hey, what's the status of my outstanding project correspondence or mail? So in this case, let's just look for all my RFIs and let's see what my status is. And you'll notice here, I'm going to quick and easy report that's going to tell me the status. I've got one that's outstanding, because that's what I asked for, is I asked for my outstanding overdue, and I see that it's due on September 10th. We still got some time, and I can go and take a look at that. Well, let's just take a look at all of my RFIs, and I want to get a report of all of my RFIs, and I can go ahead and run that report and really quickly and easily rerun it. And now I can see all of my RFIs and say, hey, this is the one that started for the one that's still outstanding. PVC versus copper is done. And then I can see that who exactly am I waiting for and where's the location. I can see all of the threads of mail that went back and forth, and I can see who ball and court that it happens to be. All right. But not only can I see information like that, I can also get a quick idea of what's happening and an overview of my overall project as a whole. I can click a button and I can quickly easily say, hey, what's the status of my particular project? I can look for everything, or I can look for, let's look at the last 12 months, and I can see, hey, what's been going on in my report on my project? What's the status of documents? What's the status of information I'm waiting for? And I can quickly say, what's my RFIs? How many documents have been sent? How many documents did I get? How many workflows have outstanding? And how many days late? So it's a quick overview that allows me to then dive in and see the status of my report. So once again, Aconex does a really good job of, you put information in, it becomes available to you in your document register. If I go ahead and look at a mail and say, hey, I've got a mail thread, so let's go ahead and look at the mail thread for the PVC versus copper, I can see the mail thread that went back and forth. If I had asked for additional information from somebody else, and let's say that I want to copy in the owner would see the piece of mail that I sent to them. They wouldn't see all the threads behind it, because you only get copied in the information that's been shared with you. Same thing with documents. We saw we had the early work in progress document and then the final document of what was going to be issued for construction. The issue for construction only goes to the owner or the people that need to see just the issue for construction. Design documents are seen by the design team and then the participating members of the project delivery team. Once again, we're combining everything together and we're having one platform where everyone has the ability to use it. Everyone has the ability to find the information. Everyone has the ability to connect and start a process that involves any of the other either delivery or design teams. Thanks again. And Gordon, back to you.
Thank you, Jason. I'm now going to share some examples where our customers have delivered successful design build projects with Aconex. The first is Parsons and the I-405 roadway project. Their challenges included managing the complicated contractor submittal review process across thousands of reviewers from up to 30 different organisations, cross-organisational collaboration, utility coordination of the over 100 electric, telephone, gas, water and sewerage lines which needed to be relocated, and managing the vast amount of documentation, including thousands of submittals using error-prone manual document control methods. Aconex helped address these challenges and facilitated cross-organisational collaboration, which is critical in a design build project. The impact of Aconex included improved quality and efficiency of the submittal process, which reduced errors, rework and claims, helping to reduce contingency by US $1.375 million. Parsons reduced the review cycles on technical documents by a third. With 35 reviewers, this was an estimated saving of $5.5 million over the life of the project. And automated utility tracking to reduce manpower from 3 full-time engineers to 30 minutes per day by a single document controller, saving $860,000 over the life of the project. Next is the Graham North Island Hospital project. Their challenges included design build of 2 hospitals in one, with high visibility for both public and private stakeholders. A project team of more than 500 individuals across 100 different organisations. Large numbers of document versions, communication threads and workflow steps, and strict compliance requirements. Aconex helped address these challenges by providing the security and audit trail to meet P3 requirements, as well as the critical cross-organisational collaboration. The impact of Aconex included reduced tender solicitation cycles by 90%, from 1 day to an hour or less for 32 tender packages and 202 tender invitations. Reduced turnaround time for RFIs by 50%. Graham used Aconex Field to reduce the time to log and distribute defects by 80 to 85% per defect, from 15 minutes to 2 minutes. And the visibility and reporting to support strict P3 requirements. In summary, to be successful, design build projects require design and delivery teams that are openly collaborating. It's critical. Aconex eliminates barriers to collaboration and connects design build teams. No alternative solution does it better. The Aconex difference that helps deliver this includes the unique Aconex data ownership model, the unalterable audit trail, the highly configurable process management engine, the security and compliance of Oracle, and the Aconex fast time to value. Finally, I would like to thank you for taking the time to listen to this webcast, and I hope you found it of value. Until next time, goodbye.